Sick. I'm ready to go as well. Helmet me.
Oh, yeah, sure. 3, 2, 1, go. And there we are.
So yeah, this is Dark Forces. There's a lot of running and jumping, and I do damage boosts using grenades or thermal detonators to get past big bits of levels.
It's a very different game from Dark Forces 2. If any of you are familiar with Dark Forces 2, you might be wondering why this doesn't look anything like it, but both great
Dark Forces 2 is an awesome game.
Fantastic speedrun. Shoutouts to E. Salamiri if he's out there.
Yeah, man. Shoutouts to Flicky every time I submit a world record to TSSB. He just talks about Dark Forces 2 instead.
Admittedly, it is a more... No, I'm kidding, of course. So yeah, here we have OnTwoPlanks is playing this game through.
I'm speed walking it.
He's playing it very quickly.
You just kind of run around. You don't really kill guards, and they don't kill you either. It's true to lore in that sense.
Is it similar to Doom in regards that, like, you know, you can't really aim up or down?
There's no vertical mouse look. You can aim up and down, but auto-aim does most of it for you.
Yeah. So, like, enemy could be on a different level. And
it just shoots it for you.
Yeah, it just shoots it for you.
This is... I don't do that in marathons, that's just silly. There's like this 1 in 100 chance that you'll fall in the water there and waste 2 minutes, and it's like the swim of shame, and it's just not worth taking the risk.
Is that like sleeping with a girl on an island late at night? The morning after the swim of shame.
So we've started our story here, our quest to discover the Imperial new super weapon, and we found something. So now we run away back to the start of the level like we do in every level, and then move on to the next one.
So I'll guess ask you, how did you manage to first pick up this game, or what led you to pick up this game?
I played it when I was a kid, and it was really hard. I should point out that coming up in about 30 seconds is the first big trick. I'm gonna skip like 3/4 or more of this level by damage boosting up that wall opposite using a thermal detonator. And that's it. And otherwise you'd have to go around and do a big switch puzzle around the whole level where you've got to hit 3 switches and it raises the water level.
Or just explode yourself up a ledge.
Yeah, or you just blow yourself up. This level is probably the hardest one in the game. It's certainly the most chokeful. It's got 4 TD jumps, and they've all got special setups rather than just kind of guessing what you're doing. Like some of them you can feel out, but these ones you need to like align your hand or some other point of reference with textures on the floor, which works because they don't change between runs. They always render in the same place. So that one I was really worried about. Got it. Codes don't change either, which is cool, because otherwise you'd have to run around collecting them.
So yeah, you were mentioning like how you first got into this game.
Oh yeah, I played it when I was a kid. It was really damn hard. Anyone who's played it will know the level's detention center, which is coming up shortly, and Jabba's ship, which is further on. Both of them are big, mazy type levels and will kill you a lot. Detention center in particular is just an absolute bitch to play through blind.
A common way people pick their speed games is to pick a game that they found very difficult as a kid, so that's pretty common.
Definitely, yeah.
It holds nostalgia value, and it holds the like personal achievement of beating something that was really hard.
Yeah, it holds the personal achievement of being able to do something you couldn't do when you were a child who wasn't yet an adult and didn't have full brain capacity, so...
Guess it could put it that way,
Guys, don't forget ESA, 25th of July.
Oh, is that confirmed now?
It's flicking up on the screen all the time. 2014. It's gonna be great.
It's really subtle marketing.
2014.
Yeah,
you have to travel back in time to go to ESA next year.
It's that good, it's worth it.
Sick. So there's one cool trick on this level. We killed the boss by passing grenades through a wall. I'm just going to keep calling them grenades rather than TDs, probably. It saves about 15 seconds compared to like killing in the normal way, and it removes a lot of the randomness because he just derps around the room and you try and kill him. There's a lot of margin of error on the start of that level because that cycle is unbeatable. Right, so here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, arse. Sometimes they don't pass through properly and then you've got to fight him. There we go. This is literally the dumbest room in the game. You've got to wait a really long time for the doors to open, and if you start running into the corridor, they just start closing again.
Then you know the rule of Star Wars movies. The doors take forever to open, but close very quickly. That's how it works. It's tense, exciting.
So I've got a little visual cue there on one of the doors far away that lets me know that I'm going to be able to make it through with a bit of a margin of error. If you mess it up and don't give yourself any margin of error, you'll reset more times than you make it. The guards can get in the way and block, which is quite important if you're going for world record type speeds in this game. Right, this level I'll either hit one of 2 cycles, and one's 15 seconds quicker than the other, but requires very good play. So let's see if I can do it. So far so good. It's purely just tight movement in this level. So here you can actually look down in the game. I do this to get close to the front of the platform so that when I get to the other side of the chasm, I can just jump straight off. Right.
So, like many other speedruns, is there any sort of random elements in the game that will drastically affect your time, or?
Drastically, no, but for the sort of times that I'm going for, even a stormtrooper standing in my way will easily cost 1 or 2 seconds, which adds up very quickly. Right, so I got first cycle on that, which is nice. Which is the quick cycle.
Stop, rebels, come!
Right.
Not authorized in this area.
Not a lot to explain about this level. It's running in corridors. So, any more British history we could run through in this level?
British history?
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of British history, actually. Goes back quite a long way.
Yeah, like, we've got cities that are hundreds of years old.
Hundreds. Sorry about the Scottish independence thing, by the way, buddy.
I'm not going to go into that. Like, there's some topics I'll just not go for.
I'm just glad I don't have to have any troubles crossing the borders to go see KR Sanya live in Glasgow, so...
One curious thing about the SNP is that we had Alex Salmond, the leader, and now we've got Nicholas Sturgeon. They've both got fish surnames.
That's true. They are both fish surnames.
So I kill myself here once I get the blue key. It saves a few seconds. Had a bit too much health. Saves having to leave the room the normal way. It's a death warp.
Stop, rebels, come!
So when you stream this on average, how many stormtroopers can't shoot you jokes do you receive per hour?
About 2 to go with my viewership.
Okay. 2 viewers per hour.
Does this game have any sort of big community towards it, or?
There's a few people who've picked it up recently, actually. The Psycho Ripper is probably like the second fastest active runner just now. He just got a sub 23-minute time. Oh, come on. Platforming hard.
Fudge.
Yeah.
I got your back, buddy.
Thank you. We've got Jack of Hearts, who's trying to develop the hard mode speedrun, which looks
Fudge.
yeah. It looks a lot different to this because the enemies are actually deadly on hard mode. Here I can just zip past them all and not give a tablet about what they're doing. Tablet fudge.
Yeah, okay. It's probably a Scottish joke.
It was tenuous.
The Scots get it. Shrimp's laughing his ass off in the crowd. I can see him, look. He is actually laughing.
Does DreamHack even have any rules against swearing?
I don't know if we have any rules. I'm just
No.
being careful.
Some people.
It's sometimes funny to self-censor though when you don't normally do it.
Some people in chat might get offended. So.
You're just trying to go against the stereotype, I think, right?
The stereotype?
Scottish people swear a lot.
I thought you were going to say Scottish people drink a lot.
They drink a lot too.
Oh.
So do Irish people and so do English people, like.
So do people all around the world.
Right.
Except Swedish people. What's up with that?
Yeah, it
It's
just
so
costs too
expensive.
much.
Yeah, it's too expensive here.
So yeah, I don't have in-game music going. I maybe should do. I normally turn it off because it's not very good. But it would certainly help to fill some of the dead air.
I am not doing the Star Wars thing. I'm not having it. I don't care. I can whip it up on my phone if you want. But
Oh, that jump really sucks.
This game doesn't even have any music. But
It does have music. I've just got it
Oh.
turned off.
is music like really repetitive or?
Yeah. See what I mean there? The guards just got in my way and held me up for a few seconds. Fisticuffs fight. Let's go.
you just punch that monster to death?
Yep.
All right.
Casual.
You save the bombs to blow yourself up and then punch the enemies?
No, you need to kill that second enemy to get the TDs. He drops them after you punch him to death. Right, so this is a crazy big jump. What you do is you... Not this one. This is just for health. You lay 2 IMs and then go flying. Oh, yeah. There's a wee skip you can do down there, but let's not worry about that. And then what we're doing now is we're running to the third of 3 objectives in the level. I've got 1 so far, so we get the objectives order 1, 3, 2. Because of a wee, I guess you could call it a sequence break in the level, discovered by a guy called Diablo, where you could do that jump and then do the objectives out of order, and they're a lot quicker because of that death warp. So this guy we're not giving a shit about. Ah.
Again, I think you are allowed to swear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, because...
Come on, this is DreamHack. Like,
Yeah.
we're not MLG here. Right, this level, we're killing Boba Fett through the wall using splash damage and mines. And I'm listening for an audio cue to let me know that he's died. There we go. That's the longest level in the game, and the only condition it checks for to win the level is that Boba Fett's dead. So we just don't bother.
Kyle, where are you? I'm back at the landing pad.
There we go. And the reason I sort of hop back and forth there is to trigger the text that lets me end the level, because it only triggers when you walk over a threshold. So it helps to spam it a bit.
I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but this Kyle doesn't sound like a particularly Star Warsy name.
Oops. Does Luke?
Luke's like, yeah, I guess, but Kyle's kind of very...
Yeah, in this game he's not even a Jedi.
It's very like Canadian almost. Like.
Right, that's going to be an absolute...
So with any of the items you have in the game, do you have to conserve the... Or do you have to manage them? No, run out level.
Ammo can sometimes be an issue. And TDs would be an issue, but they replenish at really natural places. So, like, I usually run out at the start of this level, but then there's 2 Grands that you can kill, the punchy dudes, that give you 5 each. So, it all flows together really well. And the end of this level is just running back to the beginning. Super exciting stuff. Which you can actually gain and lose quite a few seconds on by just not taking the racing line through the corridors because of running speed. That's me just trying to make out that there's skill in running through corridors.
I think there is, and the Resident Evil runners would try and agree with you.
I've never watched a Resident Evil speedrun. What does the format take? Optimized corridor running?
A lot of corridor running on first appearance, but there is more to it than that.
Oh, oops. Instead of exploding the door exploded me, so I'm gonna have to play the start of this level kind of safe. And then do a jump. Oh, missed it. Damn. I swear they just put those guys in to remind you how overpowered this gun is. There's like 10 of them in a row, and they will pretty much wreck you unless you've got this. So now we're gonna do a wee jump up to a room. And this is gonna set us up with ammo for the rest of the game and give us the completely overpowered Dark Trooper weapon, which is the same thing as this boss has. Only his AI is terrible. Like, you just stand there in front of him and go.
So, apart from like the obvious things, does this game have any other similarities to Doom? Speedrunning, like exploits you could do, that sort of thing?
It's got more things going on than Doom, because it's got verticality in it. You've got rooms in, or rooms over rooms, I should say. They, I think, looked at Doom and said we could try and improve it a little bit, and they did a little bit, but then the game was only ever used, say again, the engine was only ever used for one other game, which was called Outlaws, which was a country and western first-person shooter.
I think I've seen people play that. Oasis and Shrimp raced it.
AMVX, I was talking to him at ESA, sounds like he's developed it a little bit as a speedrun, but says there's one really annoying level that's not very fun to run. And maybe some tech from this game he thought might help make that level more interesting, like knowing roughly how damage boosting works in the engine. But it's a shame, I feel like it's a pretty solid engine for the year. Like, it runs so smooth on DOSBox anyway. And there was a bit of a custom map making community around this game for a while. In spite of I don't think there being official map making tools for it.
So, talking about the engine here, does it require much effort to, get running on modern systems?
No effort at all. Like, if you've got a setup like I have, I can just copy and paste it onto a computer, and
Yeah.
that's okay. There we go. Yeah, it'll just run, and it'll run really nicely. It runs on my laptop.
For freedom.
I wouldn't want to play it on a little plastic keyboard like Oasis played Tech War on for a long time. Right. The wireless thing with the trackpad, like, ooh.
Yeah. You can use that on a mobile phone. Did you know that?
Can you?
Yeah. Mouse and keyboard both work.
So yeah, we're coming up towards the end of the game here. There's a bit of a visual puzzle that is not going to be very obvious what I'm doing because I'm just hitting switches with a gun. But what it's doing, it's aligning pieces of wall together to make a line. So that's how it would normally be solved. I think it's one of the cleverer puzzles in the game. But again, if you just know the code. 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line on a wall.
Wow.
I know, right? Oh, nice.
Did you memorize that in an IT crowd style song?
No. I stuck it up on a bit of paper on my wall for long enough until it just sunk in.
You had lots of awkward questions, like, what's that number? Homework.
It's kind of funny, just now Cubeface, he plays a lot of old DOS first-person shooters. He's been learning this game, and he's, at first anyway, was tabbing out of the game mid-run to pull up the text file instead of printing text.
Does he not know that paper exists?
He's like eco-friendly. So this is the final boss. He's actually easier than every other Dark Trooper so far because they added an extra attack, which means that instead of attacking you, he just sort of stands around. He was like golden balls. So yeah, that's Star Wars Dark Forces.
All right. Time? Yeah.
Oh wow. Given my mistakes, that was a really good run.
There you go.
I'm pleased with that.
Good.
So what's your PB
You're
at the
actually
moment?
happy.
My PB at the moment is 21:21.
So yeah, good
And
job.
That's
well
a hard time to get.
Yeah.
Right, thank you very much.
Fantabulous. And did I say that? I said that.
Yeah, you said
I can't take it back.
You went there.
Shit.
Maxi?
So what's our next turn coming up now?
What's our next run coming up now? Let me very subtly check my phone. I think
Very
it's Max
well
Payne.
organized here. Yeah,
It's,
Max Payne.
it's Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. So if you like Scottish runners, boy howdy, are you in for a treat. There's a second one. And also Cotty, who's finished, but whatever. We're going to have Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne, which weirdly isn't actually The Fall of Max Payne in terms of the video game series. That would be Max Payne 3, but whatever. We're going to have Cotty and Shrimp Racing. All right.
Going to pass on to Nubis now.
Cotty's going to be explaining stuff. T-Dog, in his infinite lack of self-esteem, has talked himself out of the commentator's chair, and he'll be leaving in favor of Nubis.
Hello. Hi.
Look how red my face is.
You are.
It's the
red
red there.
light. Look how well I am in comparison to those guys on the right. But anyway, yeah, Max Payne 2 is a pretty glitchy third-person FPS game if you've not seen it. Max Payne 1 is a game, one of the few games really dominated by a single guy Ritter, but Max Payne 2 is much more open. I believe Shrimp, who will be on our left, is the current record. Good nod. And Cotty is second place. Third place, I believe, is official fake Russian Wait Cold. So if you're out there, Wait Cold, keep telling everyone you're Russian. We know you're not.
What about Elgu?
Elgu. He's not as fake Russian as Wait Cold. Wait Cold pretends he's Russian badly. He's actually a US sleeper agent. Did you know that about Wait Cold?
Yes.
Yes, it's true. But did I really say it was a third-person, first-person shooter?
Well, I mean, you are in the first person of the third person who's watching Max Payne.
Yeah, take that, smart ass.